One of my most favorite subjects, and that is gratitude and manifestation. So I hope that you're here having a great morning, enjoying your tea or coffee, and ready for this nice conversation that's going to help us question the way we're living our lives and thinking about why we're getting the results that we're getting on our daily basis. So it is a very simple topic, but people tend to make it very complicated. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to jump on here today and help you simplify the process of manifestation. So I do want to start by saying that attitude is everything. And a lot of people start asking, what is all this talk about manifestation? What is manifestation? Manifestation. So today we're going to cover a few questions that will help you better understand this amazing process. And although we can be grateful, well, in our current situation, many of us tend to lose focus on the power of this particular journey. We start kind of questioning things and complaining about the things that we don't have. So I do know that it's okay to want more than what you currently have. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is a formula, and I want to share that with you guys today. So if you have been kind of debating or struggling with the manifestation process, I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks on how to better your situation. But before we do that, I'm going to start asking you guys about your current situation. So before we get started, I want everybody to kind of take inventory of your current situation, how you're feeling, what you're tending to do on a daily basis in your particular journey. So as you're navigating through these thoughts, I want to ask you, what do you do in your current situation? Like, do you find yourself complaining? Are you envious of other people? Are you sometimes ungrateful? Are you ready to receive things, right? I did a series at the end of December, actually beginning of December, and referred to codes that were being released, freedom codes. And it was very important for all of us to better understand how it is that we can get rid of things to receive new things. So kind of make way, so decluttering process. It was 12 videos on how to get yourself organized while decluttering the things that you may not think are actually preventing you from receiving new things. So start asking yourself those questions. Be super honest with yourself when asking yourself these questions. And honestly, are you ready to receive? Like, is there room for new things in your life? Have you cleaned up? Have you gotten organized? If you're asking for more money, because that's a huge topic for many people, are you responsible with the finances that you have now? What are you doing with your finances? Are you complaining that you don't have enough? Are you running through them as soon as you receive them? So we're going to talk a little more about these topics. Also, I want to ask you, how are you speaking of your life to yourself and to other people? That's a very important one. Many people tend to, maybe they don't understand that they're complaining, but you voice it like you're not happy with your current situation, and that's okay. But again, attitude is everything. How much time do you spend investing in others and in yourself? Do you have a picture or a vision of what you want things to look like in your life, the things that you want to pursue or receive? Or do you just spend most of your time complaining about your current situation, right? Again, be honest with yourself, you guys, because this is about you, the energy that you are sending out into the universe, and what you are going to be receiving. Many people refer to this as a law of attraction. It has been highly abused. I will mention that. So if you have read anything about it, if somebody has given you advice about it, I want you to put all that on hold. We're going to kind of delete those statements that people have shared with you and giving you the how-tos, especially if they haven't worked for you. Many tend to not think about the emotion that comes with learning how to manifest the things that you want. So it's very important that when we want something, that we have an idea of what it looks like. Because when you know what it looks like, you can envision it, right? And I love talking about the brain and the pictures, because this is when you absolutely want to make sure that you're giving your brain the correct picture to allow you to receive the things that you are coming in. So we're going to share a little more about appreciation instead of expectations. We're going to talk about intentions and how you set them. So let's chat and get ready to receive. If you guys do have any questions, please feel free to send them here on the chat. Good morning. Good morning. Super excited. So we have a couple of questions already this morning. Or statement, I get worried when receiving or thinking about the negatives to receive. Yes, yes. So this is what we're going to cover today. When you do, in fact, start manifesting. Right now, I'm going to ask you to assess your current situation. And we tend to say things and feel things sometimes negatively, and it comes in and it gets manifested. You actually receive those negative thoughts. So it works the same for positive and negative. So this is why it's so important for us to be more focused about receiving positive thoughts and entertaining those, and allowing yourself to have the positive emotions. Because how many of you guys had worried about something happening, and it seems like on purpose you push that fast forward button to receive the negative things? So I have many clients, we're learning about the manifestation process. We start understanding that both good and bad thoughts become our reality. So we tend to focus more on giving the energy to the things we actually want to manifest instead of what I call accidentally manifesting. So we're going to cover that in a couple minutes. If you guys have any questions, please make sure that you are definitely asking them here. We're going to talk a little bit about how you can reach me. I am also on a couple of platforms. They're here on the banner right underneath: YouTube at Coach Velia, Facebook at Coach Velia, Instagram, and then also TikTok. So we're trying to get to the many platforms that are available to us. And we're super excited for you to be here and to learn new tips and tricks that will definitely be more effective in the production of the things that you want in your life. So a lot of you are aware, again, that when you think positively, oh my gosh, I got lucky. Sometimes we refer to it as luck, but it is an actual formula. So I want to make sure that you guys are learning how to manifest, attract the things that you really want, and you realize it's not an accident or it happened by chance, because it doesn't happen by chance. It really doesn't. It actually happens through intention and through the formula that I'm going to teach you today. So if you want to reach out, here's my contact information. We will be starting a Dear Coach Velia podcast. I want to say it's going to start next Thursday. So if you have any situations that you'd like to write in about, we will keep you anonymously if you'd like that. Any current situation you're facing with your spouse, with your kids, with your friends, whatever it may be, write in. We're going to be selecting some stories to talk about here and kind of help you guys navigate through these particular situations and let you know that it is not difficult to try to understand how it is that you can navigate through these things. So please feel free to share. Okay, thank you so much once again for being here, you guys. Again, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you guys want to listen to this. Also would love to join our community on Facebook and Instagram, where I am going live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. All right, so let's get into this. I want you guys to start thinking about something. What life have you envisioned for your life? What exactly do you want? What do you find yourself I'm not going to say not happy with, but what do you want more of? Is it more money? Is it more family time? Is it more vacations? Is it less worry? Because I will tell you how we could be counterproductive and how you can be productive. And I want you to be able to literally decipher the difference between how to be more focused and giving the energy to those things. What you think about and what your emotion is, the energy, God, source, whoever you refer to that you know helps you receive these things, literally thinks that the thoughts and the desires in your heart, the emotions, are literally what you want to create. So if you're thinking about worry, what tends to happen is the energy thinks that you want more worry. So you become a magnet as to what it is you're thinking and feeling. So I want you guys to really think about, where in my life have I struggled and really got mad at myself, had these vicious negative self-talk cycles where I'm like, oops, I shouldn't have thought that way, right? Now, if I tell you more and more that you do literally start manifesting your thoughts, would you keep thinking about not being able to pay your bills? Would you keep thinking about breakups? Would you keep thinking about, your job or not having it sometime soon? We literally do start thinking about the things that we don't want to think about because they seem to consume us. So we're going to swap that, right? We're going to give the brain a different thing to look at. I want you to start asking yourself, where do you feel happiness? When you receive what or when you do what? Is it when you start receiving this like emotion of happiness, right? This just like happy juices flowing all over your brain. Now, many people, I have somebody here that did mention, yes, financial freedom. So that's something that person would like, financial freedom, yes. And I mean, how many of us can say that's exactly what we want? Have you stopped to think about, release all the chaos and thoughts you're actually experiencing? Have you actually stopped to think about what it is that your life would look like? Like, have you closed your eyes and said, wow, this is exactly what my life looks like when I'm financially free? So how many of you guys have done that? Have actually sat there and asked yourself, or given yourself permission to envision what it is it looks like to have financial freedom, right? And if you have, I want you guys to take a moment right now to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and envision what financial freedom looks to you. Not like I won't have this worry, I won't have that worry. No, no, no. Because the subconscious mind doesn't hear understand the word won't. It just says won't have debt. And all it hears is debt. I won't have this. No, don't use won't. Don't use nothing not in front of something. So just close your eyes and envision your life when you wake up in the morning, every single morning, and what being financially free means to you. Are you sleeping in a different bed? Are you sleeping in a different house? Are you waking up differently? Who's around you when you wake up in the morning? What tasks do you have to complete every morning being financially free? And what does that feel like in your heart? What emotions come to mind and if you feel in your body in that morning when you're financially free? Awesome. Okay, the more you think about that, I want you to think about what the day looks like in the afternoon. What do you have to do? What tasks do you have to tackle? Are you making phone calls? Are you writing emails? Are you by the beach? Where are you? Close your eyes and envision that. And now move over to dinner time in the evening. Where are you? You're financially free. Who are you with? What conversations are taking place? All those things are very important for us to picture in our brain because if your mind can conceive it, then you can attain it. How do you get ready for bed at night? What are you doing? And now you're in bed and you're grateful for your day, right? And said, oh my gosh, I literally attained the life I've always wanted. And here's a picture of it. All right, take a deep breath and open your eyes. Every day, the question should be, what makes me happy? Where do I feel happiness? And every day, I'm going to encourage you guys to think about what brings you happiness. When you're in a state of happiness, of gratitude, there is no room for anything else. Again, this is something else that you learn how to teach your brain to do. And I'm going to give you guys a couple examples. I definitely love to teach about gratitude because no matter where you are in life, and not to not value your struggle and not to not value the things that you desire, but I do know that attitude is everything. And if you are not grateful for what you have right now, it's very, 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 I shouldn't say difficult, but it's challenging to receive the things that you're wanting because you're not in a state of gratitude to receive. So there's a couple of things that I'm going to suggest you do before and to get you ready to receive the things that you really want as you're helping yourself envision what that even looks like. So number one, we're grateful about where we sleep, right? What our room looks like, what our bed looks like, what our pillows feel like, right? And sometimes we take these things for granted. I, as a little girl, was very fortunate to travel to countries that were very impoverished. And I say that because it puts a totally different spin on things. Sometimes you wake out of your bed and you're mad because you have to make your bed, or you're mad because you didn't get to sleep as well as you did, or you're mad because your alarm goes off, right? Instead of doing that, I'm going to ask and challenge you to think about how comfortable you are in your bed when you're there. If you want to buy a new bed, that's fine. But before you're going to get this new bed, you're going to be grateful for the bed that you have and what it actually did the time that you had this bed. And you're going to start making this bed every day. And your room is going to be cleaner. And you're going to be more organized. Why? Because now you're giving the energy permission to come in and replace what you're already grateful for. Gratitude attracts the things that we need. In these vacations, I would go summer vacations and spend time with my cousin and friends. I went to this little town in Mexico, in Baja. And at the time where I was going there, 5 years ago, long time ago, 30 years ago, 35 years ago, I would go on vacation there and there was no electricity. So it was fun for me because that was vacation. There was dirt roads, there was no pavement, there was anything. So you were on dirt roads or quads or horses or whatever. And we loved going as kids. But we also knew that our friends who were our same age, 9, 10, 11 years old, had to wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning to go work in the fields, to clean up the onion field or the watermelon fields. That was their job. They couldn't go to school. So I would have to wait for them to get off of work to hang out with my friends. And I love the money in Mexico because it's very colorful. There's purple, there's blue, there's green, there's pink, and it just looks really pretty. So right now, I think the exchange is 20 pesos for $1. When I was younger, it was 20,000s. They took off the thousands and just said 20. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm kind of bored. I'm going to go work with my friends. The money's pretty anyway. So I remember getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 at that time. My aunt would pack me a little lunch and I would go hang out with my friends and go to work with them. At the end of a 2 week period, turns out I got my paycheck and it was like 50,000 pesos. Well, at that time, the exchange rate was, I don't remember exactly, but I had earned a total of $10 for 2 weeks worth of work. And I had woken up at 5 in the morning every morning, and I didn't get back to like 3 in the afternoon. And my pay was $10 for every 2 weeks. That broke my heart because I saw the price of food, I saw the price of everything, and I didn't understand how people would even make it. I got to see where my friends slept in plywood houses on cardboard beds. They didn't have pillows. They would fold up their clothes and use that as a pillow. So I share this with you for many reasons. I want to honor your struggle. I want to honor where you are. But I also want you to think about how much worse it could be. And I also want you to understand the formula of attraction. When you are grateful for the things that you have, you guys, it is easier to receive the things that your heart is seeking. But you have to first have an attitude of gratitude. You have to also make sure that you're being very, very grateful for the things that are coming your way, whether they're struggles or whatever. They're preparing you for the way. And I can teach you more about that on when I'm on consultations. I want to go deep into this, but I want to kind of just touch the surface of what it is that you can start doing to start navigate better and better things. So right now, again, I'm going to challenge you to think about the things that make you happy and think about the areas in when you can actually show more gratitude. You're running water. When we were there, sometimes in that town, the water would go away. So we had to go and get buckets of water to make sure that we had enough water if we were ever showering or if we had to go to the bathroom, right? And had enough water reserved. So we had to think about these things. And there was no heater. The water didn't come out warm. So if you were cold, you had to get a pot, put the water inside this pot, heat it up, and then take a shower with it. So again, at this time, it was fun because it was something different. It was an adventure. But my cousins and friends had to live this way, and we would go in the summer and have fun, but then we would come back to our beautiful lives here and we had running water and everything was fine. And you turn on the water and it was hot. So in your shower, are you grateful for the water that's coming through the shower head? Instead of being upset about paying your water bill, are you grateful that you have running water and that you can pay your bill every month? Right? I get it. Bills sometimes can get frustrating, but if you look at them, you have to pay them anyway if you want the water to keep running. If you want the gas and the electricity to keep coming on, we had to use oil lamps. Again, that was fun. But I think about it now and say, oh my gosh, what a privilege it is to turn on a switch on my wall and the light goes on. So maybe because of the experiences that I had and I want to share with you guys, I looked at things from a different perspective. And even then, I struggled to understand that it was okay to receive the things that I wanted because that's another part of the formula. How many of you guys struggle with receiving things? If a friend wants to buy you lunch, are you okay with letting that person pay for it? Or are you like, no, it's okay, I got it. That is a matter of worthiness. And that's something I'm going to challenge you to look at as well. If somebody wants to give you something, are you feeling awkward about it? Because if that's the case, guess what? You're showing the energy. Oh no, I don't want to receive. I feel bad. It's okay. I don't need it. I'm fine. So some of us just, I feel bad for my friend. They don't have to pay. Why? Wouldn't you pay as well? And what's wrong with an equal exchange? They pay, you pay. So if that's not something that you're practicing right now, I'm going to challenge you to do that. When you go out with a friend and they want to pay for your lunch or they want to do something for you, don't feel bad. And if you do work through those emotions, I feel bad. Oh, well, who cares? You're learning a new way of being. Accept the fact that somebody wants to take care of you and they want to reward you because now you're showing the energy. It's okay to give me something because I will receive with an attitude of gratitude. And that's huge, you guys. That's huge. If you guys have any comments, please, or questions, please ask them here on the chat. I love being here with you guys today to share a little more about the formula that I use on a daily basis to make sure I'm staying in gratitude. Now, there's a lot of people who look at water, oh, it's just water, whatever. Well, they've never not had the water. They've never not had a comfy pillow. They've never not had a bed or a roof over their heads. But let me tell you, a lot of those places where I would go visit, they were leaking, the air was coming through, and they didn't have the finances to buy the things to make their place more comfortable. And because they didn't know any better, they were just happy they weren't in the street. So I know that's kind of an extreme, but I want you guys to think about those things. Think about your current situation. A lot of you are in a better place than you've ever been. And it's okay to want more. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. The question is, are you ready to receive? And what will you do with more? How responsible will you be with more? Now, a big topic is also money. A lot of people complain about not having enough money, or they have money, then they're worried about not having it. Oh my gosh, what if I can't pay my bills? Maybe at one point you struggled and you couldn't pay your bills. Well, now you know how to not struggle, right? And you have been paying your bills. But why are we worried about something that could happen in 6 months and a year and the economy and oh my gosh, whatever? Where are you? How have you set you up financially? When you receive money, do you blow it and complain that you don't have enough? Or are you being conservative and saving a little bit? Because if you always have money in your wallet, if you always have money in your house, you're never poor. I don't care if it's $1. I encourage people when I'm teaching you about attracting money and understanding how finances work to keep cash in your wallet all the time. Keep cash in your purse, keep some cash at home. Because when your brain sees money, it never shows lack of. You always have it. So we can't say, I don't have money. Watch the statements that are coming out of your mouth with money. Are you complaining to people that you don't have enough? Oh my gosh, I just got paid and I don't have enough. Oh my gosh, I need to pay this bill. Oh my God, I got to pay this credit card. Oh my God, like people you'll hear, when you really pay attention, you guys, listen to people's conversations. Very, very rarely do you feel gratitude coming out of people's mouth. What's coming out of your mouth? Are you complaining? Are you hanging out with people that are complaining? Are you pursuing dreams and then you have people in your circle that are not helping you get there? My question to you is why? If you want something, why aren't you hanging out with people whose life you actually admire? Do something. I mentioned earlier, a lot of us who are living in alignment want to teach you how to live in alignment too, but you got to be ready to do what you have to do to accept the help that's going to come your way when you're ready to start making those changes in your life. It doesn't happen overnight, but you have to start somewhere. So if you're not making your bed, make your bed. If you're using too much shower water, stop. And don't do it because we have to conserve water and oh my gosh, like people telling you what to do. Do it because you don't need that much of it. Take what you need. I had a friend about 7 years ago. She was a neighbor, a really good friend. She was wealthy. You couldn't tell. She didn't talk about it, but she was a very grateful person. And she had just gotten back from trips. She would travel a lot. And we're having a conversation, and she asked me about manifestation. And I said, you know what? Every month I'm just so grateful that God gives me enough to pay my bills. And that was literally how I felt. I was just grateful that I had enough to pay my bills and my mortgage. And I didn't even think about anything else. It was just kind of like, I'm so grateful. And she said, Velia, if you need 50 cents, ask God for $1.50. And when she said that, I'm like, oh, why would I ask God for so much? Like, I don't need it. And she made a very powerful statement that sticks with me till today. She says, Velia, do you think God takes something from somebody else's hands and gives it to you? He doesn't have to take from anyone. He has an abundance and an overflowing amount of things to give you. All you have to do is ask. But if you're just asking for the bare minimum, that's all you're ever going to get. Ask for more. And I tell you, I felt awkward. I felt nervous. I felt like I was being greedy. I mean, I went through all kinds of different emotions. And I started small and I said, God, thank you so much for helping me pay these bills and my mortgage and my family's fed. Thank you so much. Is it okay if you send me a little extra to go to the movies or for entertainment? And it was very awkward that I would start receiving more money. So more money, like my husband would get a raise or somehow he got more money in his check or I would get paid more. It was just really strange. I couldn't really pinpoint where it was coming from. I just knew that all of a sudden I had extra. And I said that in air quotes. It was extra. And I said, oh my gosh, this really works. He said, he has an overflowing abundance of. You have to just get ready to receive. Ask for those things. Now in scripture, it's translated. There's a scripture that talks about ask and you shall receive. So the scriptures have been kind of messed around with and translated or whatever, but the original text read, ask as if you have already received. And it's already yours. It is yours. But if you don't know where to put it, or if you're holding on to the wants and needs that you want so bad, the energy comes and gives it to you in your hands, or you have like this clench fast. It feels like, I want. And then the energy comes to give it to you and you confuse it because it thinks you already have it. Because you're holding on so tightly to things. Right? So right now, what are you holding on to so tightly that there's no room for new things to come in? Is that complaining? Right? Is that not making the best use of your space, of your mind, of your life, of your friendships, of your circles, of your dreams, of your visions and your goals, everything? Think about it, you guys. The formula is so simple, but making way to receive, making way to change the things that we think and feel, that's where your time's going to be spent because you literally have to be so honest with yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Don't act like the reason why you haven't gotten the wonderful things in life has nothing to do with you because it has everything to do with you. And before today, you probably didn't know, but you know now. So start implementing the things that you know are the desires of your heart. And start envisioning what that looks like. And I want you to start feeling what it feels like. When I teach manifestation, they're very, very simple steps. And I always describe it like you baking a cake, right? I'm a big dessert person. I love chocolate. So I always use the example of baking a chocolate cake. I want this desire, right? This dream of mine. And it's just this beautiful chocolate cake to keep it simple. Well, I want the chocolate cake. I first have to go to the store to buy all the ingredients. I have to be the one that comes home and mixes everything up. And I let it prep it and stick it in the oven. God, the universe, source is the oven. You do your part. You get the vision. You do everything you need to do. You do your part. And then you stick it in the oven. And that's when the timing takes place. When it's time to receive, the oven beings, you take it out. You stick your fork in it, your toothpick, whatever, and it comes out and it's awesome. You take it out and you hold it. And when it's ready and it's cool and you frost it, then you can have your cake. Lovely. You did your part. The oven did its part. However, if you're nervous and thinking you're unworthy and putting out there, negative energy and thoughts and process, it's like you're constantly opening the oven. Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Is he ready yet? And you're constantly opening the oven door. What happens to a cake if you're constantly opening the oven door? It never bakes. I don't care how long you leave it in there. If you keep opening the oven door with doubt, with negativity, with questions, with ungratefulness, your cake will never bake. And a lot of you are doing just that. You think that if you do something for 2 days, it's supposed to happen. Well, it's just like releasing weight. You don't lose or release 30 pounds in 1 week, you guys. You have to wait for the right time. You have to do your due diligence. You have to put in the work. You have to stay consistent. And this is no different than any of those things. Go get your ingredients, mix them up and stick them in the oven and keep yourself busy in gratitude while the oven dings for your cake to be ready. It's so simple. It's so simple, but you have to get over the thoughts that you've been thinking that have not been producing the things that you want in your life. And how do you do that? By staying grateful. Look around your house, look around your life, look around in your friendships, your family, everything. What are you grateful for? I tell people all the time, sit down and write the things that you're grateful for. We complain too much. And again, it's okay to want more than what you have. There's nothing wrong with that. What are you doing with what you have right now? Why would you get more money if you're being irresponsible with what you have right now? And I get it. There's debt, there's payment. I get it. You know what I'm talking about. Shop therapy. Go out and buy a bunch of stuff. It makes me happy. For how long? How long does it make you happy for? You go and you get in debt, you buy something, I feel better. Okay, now what? What happens when that feel better goes away? Because it wasn't something you got from inside of you. It was something you had to look for outside of you. So I'm going to ask you guys to sit down and write down, what are you grateful for? Start from the top of your head. Your fingers work, your eyeballs work, your mouth works, your ears work. Everything works, you guys. Be grateful for your current state. You want more, ask for more. But first sit down and be grateful for everything that you have. When you're in that state of gratitude, you guys, I'm also going to ask you to write a list of the things that you wish you could add to your life and what that looks like. Just write them down and look at what you're writing. Watch the words that are coming out of your mouth. If you find yourself complaining, try not to. And here, I'm going to be honest with you. I have a circle, right? And when things aren't going good or I'm challenging myself or I'm struggling with something, I have like a vent circle. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this, and there's a time and a place for it. But who am I venting to? The people that are going to say, okay, Velia, you yelled at this out, you're complaining about that. Now, what are you going to do about it? I never complain about something. I don't vent about something. If I'm not going to sit down and be so honest with myself to ask, what can you do different? What can you do to change your current situation? Because what good is us complaining if we're not going to do a damn thing about it, but throw it out into the air? All you're doing is telling the universe, God, and source, I don't like where I'm at and I'll never be happy. So find what you're grateful for. Spend time, write these things down. You're going to get emotional and that's okay. That's what it's about. Be real with yourself. You have the rest of the world and people that are going to be out there lying to you. Don't lie to yourself. Understand why you haven't received the things that you have. When we worry about not having, 6 months from now, a year from now, change the strategy, change the formula, change your focus. And I promise you, you will never be without. I can literally promise you, you will never be without if you stay in gratitude. And I'm not saying go and give everything away. No. Again, listen to the formula. Make your bed. Clean up your house. Clean up your pantry. Clean up your fridge. I have all the videos on my Instagram. They're all there. There's 12 videos, short, sweet, simple, step-by-step process, you guys, on how to get it together. And I promise you that once you're more aligned, once you're in a healthier circle, once if you vent with people, whatever, but you come up with a strategy and a plan, and it's okay to have people chime in. There's nothing wrong with that. But it has to be the people that actually want to see you in a better place too. Why are you complaining to people that are in the same position? They're going to just amplify that energy. What do you want to attract? Stay real, stay focused, stay grateful, and remember to continue to give your picture to your brain to tell it, this is what I want instead. Thank you for my beautiful bed and home. I need a new bed. I need new pillows. I would love a new home, but let me show you how grateful I am with my current living situation. So you see that I will honor the changes that are given to me, and I will respect the timing in which they're going to take place. I can't tell you how fast it works. It's kind of creepy sometimes. I share all the time with people that I've manifested some things and it literally overwhelms me. I sit and I cry because I'm like, how the heck? Oh, and the energy is just like, this is what your heart desired, remember? And you did the work. So this is a topic that's so close to my heart. I have lived a life of just enough and it's okay to now overflowing with abundance of things that are in every area of my life. And I'm so passionate to teach about these things because I want all of you guys to have better. But I also want you to know that you are already in a really good place. Gratitude. More will be added unto you. Get ready to receive, you guys. Get these formulas ready. Put them in place. Do what you have to do to make sure that you're staying grateful, that you're clear about the pictures that you want, and that you're also not going to be patient. I don't like to say patience, right? I don't like to say be patient because then we're going to be put in situations where you have to be patient. Ask for wisdom. Ask for direction. When you write this list of gratitude, you're more open and you're more connected spiritually to your higher self, to God, to source, and say, okay, this is what I desire. Please send me direction. Please send me the ability to be more compassionate. Help me to be more grateful. Those are the things we should be asking for. And everything else is going to be added on to you. All right, feel free to reach out. Loved hanging out with you guys this morning. My phone number is here on the screen and the email that you can write me to. Again, we are on all these social media handles or platforms. I have a workshop coming up on Wednesday. If you have not asked about it or written about it, if you have, thank you so much for doing that. It will be held next Wednesday where we're learning how to let go of the things that no longer serve us and also setting intentions for the wonderful things that we do want in our life and teaching you how to attract those things. So make sure you sign up. You can contact us here. We'll get you signed up. And there's one at 10 o'clock in the morning and there's one at 6 o'clock in the evening. So let's see what time best works for your particular needs. Also, I am taking new clients. So if you guys would like or are interested in having one-on-one sessions with me, also reach out. These particular methods, phone number, you can text message me. That's probably the best way. This is my personal line. And you can also email. I've included my Psychology Today profile on the description of this video so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. Feel free to look around. So glad that you guys are here. Stay in love with your life. Stay in love with you and your desires. Be okay with working through the emotions that come as you're learning all these things, you guys. Be graceful and compassionate. And more than anything, write your list. Write your list. I cannot even begin to tell you how powerful those are. Thank you again for being here. Love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing day and weekend. And we'll see you back here on Tuesday. Bye.